Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Krishna Ramswal from ALP Consulting. I'd like to introduce the company definition first. ALP Consulting is one among the biggest recruiting firms has been in the industry or the market for more than 2 decades, which is a very long time. It's a recruiting and consulting staffing firm. I guess most of you have got job through ALP Consulting. I work in ALP Consulting as a business manager. I'd like to introduce about myself. My name is Krishna Ram Suwal. I stayed in Japan for 7 years. I was there for 7 years from 2011 to 2018. I did my JLPT N1, I did my EJU, I did my BJT, I did TOEIC, and some other tests. Right. I currently have 2 degrees, degree in Japanese and degree in management. I was a former visiting professor in Bangalore University for Advanced Diploma Japanese Language Program. Right, that's all about myself. Today, I'd like to introduce about the TITP program. TITP program is conducted by Japan. So this is TITP program for Japan. It's conducted by Japan for acquiring the workforce. So I'd like to tell about the background of Japan. Everybody knows Japan, so I'm sorry to bore you. It's a country with 12.4 crores of people, with 26 lakh companies. Putting the values in English is like 126 million people. 126 million people with 2.6 million of companies. Right, so everybody's saying Japan's workforce is going down, Japan workforce is going down. So what does this actually mean? This actually means that the number of people working for this 2.6 million companies are getting less. So they are short of manpower. So I think everybody here have heard the news of companies shutting down because of no operating fund or too much of debt. It is normal. It is normal when companies go in the business activity, they don't have money, they shut down because of the bankrupt. But have you ever heard a company shutting down because of less manpower? Because of less manpower. Yes, and there are companies in Japan, one which shut down their business activities just because there are no manpower. It's not that the company doesn't have a fund. The company don't have the working manpower. That's why they're shutting down. Well, for some people, maybe for the first time, but we keep on hearing the news like once in a week or twice in a week, this company got shut down, that company got shut down, right? Because of no manpower. Or no manpower, particularly one who want to work in that group or that job category. Right, and Japan is the one among the country with less birth rate. Less birth rate means 7.5 birth rates out of 1,000 people. So there are no children. I went to Japan for the first time in 2011, and it was after 4 months I got to see children for the first time after 4 months in 2011, which was very surprising, and I was so happy. Oh yes, I got to see the children. Let's take a photo. I took the photo. I was surprised. I still have the photo in my Facebook, right? And my teacher told me that, Japanese language teacher told me that there are more number of pets, cats and dogs, than the number of the children in Japan. And if you see the database of birth rate index in Japan, there are only 2 cities. Tokyo and one in Nagoya. They have positive birth index. Positive means that is not minus. So children are not being less. The birth rate being positive. All the cities have negative birth index. So the impact is like one, of course, is in the economy, and the next is like the Chiho Jichitai. Chiho Jichitai means local governmental bodies. They collaborate. So in India, like the governmental bodies in Karnataka and Chennai, there is no way that these two governmental bodies will combine because of less population. We cannot think that in India. But in case of Japan, we can see the local governmental bodies, they're being combined because of less people, right? So Japan is shrinking in a way, right? These are the backgrounds behind the manpower and companies. Yeah. So now, right, Japan is an isolated country. Of course, it's an island and isolated country. But this isolation means isolated country as language. I think everybody knows Japanese is considered to be fourth or fifth hardest language to learn. So those people who are learning, I think you should be knowing that hiragana, katakana, kanji, and all those things you have to learn at the same time and making it confusion. So those people, when you're struggling with Japanese language, I appreciate your struggle, and I want you to understand that you're learning one among the fourth hardest languages in the world, and you should appreciate yourself, by the way, at the same time. Yes, so these are the factors. Japanese companies are short of manpower. Japanese language is difficult, right? So things are at extreme state, and at this state, Japanese government launched TITP program, where JITCO takes the supervising part in Japan, and in India, NSDC takes the rule for the supervising role. So NSDC have currently 23 organizations, where ALP Consulting is one among the sending organization. So we have a license for sending the candidates from India to Japan. We are the valid or right organization for you to send to Japan, and everything is legal. So there is nothing backdoor money game or something like that, right? Right now, I like to explain about the Japanese working culture. You might have heard that Japanese people are workaholic people, right? So the background behind this is like they are very, they love their work, they devote themselves to the work. And I was taught this phrase by the old Japanese person. He told me that shigoto wa gimu, kyuryo wa hoshu. I'll repeat, shigoto wa gimu, kyuryo wa hoshu. Which means that work is your duty, salary is your reward. Not necessarily that you always get a salary, but it's necessary that you always do your job. Right, this may sound strange, but giving the background, you might have seen the movie Pearl Harbor. So in this movie, what happens is like the American battleships are hitting the Japanese aircrafts, and the Japanese aircrafts are out of their control because of their hit. Now the planes have the control, the pilots have the control of the plane. They hit back the plane to the ship. Okay. Now, I'll repeat the same thing once again. Work is a duty, salary is a reward. Okay? Perhaps those pilots might have been guided with this feeling. Work is gimu, duty, which means that you're breathing, but you don't get money for your breathing, but you have to do it. Shigoto wa gimu ne. Let's give up. Next thing is kyuryo hoshu. Kyuryo hoshu means salary is a reward. So not mandatory that you get money, but you have to do your job. This is a working mentality. Might back in 1980s, 1990s, it might have slightly changed today. But you'll still find many Japanese people devoting themselves for work, dying in the work. So the story is like they work too much, they sleep just 2 hours, 3 hours, and well, they know that they're tired, but they don't know that they're going to die. So working too much, they're carrying their bags, walking the road. They fall unconscious, and when they're taken to hospital, they're dead. That's because they're working too much, right? But I think it's normal, it's common. When you devote yourself too much, you can die. In Japan, so if I'm an employee, I can sue my company. If I die, sorry, my mistake. If I'm an employee in a Japanese company, if I work too much, and if I die, just for a case, if I die, my family can sue the company. My family can sue the company for taking my life, and they can get a compensation. It is possible, but most of the Japanese families, they don't do, because they take it normal. Okay, they take it normal. Perhaps this was the thing that the Japanese old person was trying to explain me. Shigoto wa gimu, kyuryo wa hoshu. Hi. So I would like to request all those people, all the foreigners in Japan, it would be very much easy if you inherit their mentality. It would be very easy for you to inherit their mentality and try to work as they are working. Because our mentality for work, salaries, yasumi, holidays, and other things are slightly different. Right, now the job situation in Japan, there is the town work. Town work is it's a non-profitable organization being run under Japanese government for Japanese people to find a work, and it of course implies for foreigners as well. So there are currently 10 lakh openings, 10 lakh, close to 10 lakh opening, 9.64 something like that. There are 10 lakh, 1 million opening all over in Japan end to end because there are 26 lakh companies. Right, so right, we have a feeling that I don't know we have or not, but my father told me that the God resides in the work. The God resides in the work. Right, so any work is fine, whether that's a toilet cleaning or whether that's wiping a glass or whether that's なんだろうね、掃除でも何でも仕事は仕事なんで、とりあえずちょっとやっていきましょうっていうことです。So any work is fine. So Japanese people also have a kind of same mentality. The God resides in a work. The company is your temple. And all your supervisors are warriors of a god. So there's a strong hierarchy. So there's a strong hierarchy in a Japanese company, which you will see. They will see. You'll see the people bowing down their head in front of the seniors. I don't know whether that's a good thing or bad thing, but they do that. So don't question too much. Why so? Why so? Just try to be compatible with those things. It'll be easy for you to work. And as far as the job details are concerned, the job details are in a site. Just give me a moment. I'm searching a site. So there are a lot of job openings in Japan and among the TITP as well. Give me a moment. I'm searching for that. I forgot the site name. Yes, I got it. It's otitgo.jp. I'll repeat. otit.go.jp. So more of the works of TITP are semi-skilled work. We of course are in touch with the renowned companies in Japan. We have contract with the big companies in Japan. We of course do have IT jobs as well, but this video is specially made for TITP. I would like to request you to go to this site, which I've just said now. Right, so you can find, if you're eligible, or you can find any job like which may suit or may not suit. Just try go and finding a job. And at the moment we're in Corona situation, a lot of people from the Middle East has come back to the homeland country India. And there are a lot of job scarcities that are going to happen. So if learning Japanese language for 6 months, can get you a good job in your future, then it won't be a loss. You'll still be in a profitable side. So I'd like to request you to go through the sites if the job's fixed for you, and gain some Japanese mentality for working, and have a passion for learning Japanese language and going to Japan. Right, that's all. If you have any question, let me know. Our team in ALP will be there for dealing your queries. Thank you very much.